God damn, dude. All right, so it seems like it's gonna be one of those days. Okay, it's gonna be one of those days apparently. All right, I mean, I can't scale into this shit no more. Like, god damn, dude, this thing is really selling off. They're not even giving the Bulls a chance to even get anything going. Like, they're just selling this thing. Mm, all right, man. They're super selling this shit off. Maybe they're trying to go and fill that gap now, I guess. So I guess I might as well. Mm, of course, dude. Of fucking course. Of course, man. Of course. Mm, 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 mm. I think they filled that gap though. I think the gap has just been filled. Okay. I think the gap's been filled. That's why I'm just waiting on them to. I don't want to get stopped out of this. I'll take the drawdown. The gap's been filled. I mean, are they just going to keep on dropping this thing or what? Or are we going to see like a retracement because they filled the gap already? Hmm. Damn. Of course, I traded on the wrong side of this shit. Of course, I did. Damn, man. Hmm. Hmm. Of course, I traded on the wrong side of this shit, man. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I don't even have any more. Okay. Mm, okay. Well, let's see if we can survive this. I mean, eventually I will stop out, but god damn. Okay. Let me just look at my chart real quick and see. I mean, if it goes past a certain point, then I mean, I'm gonna have to because I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna take a bigger loss if I don't. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. Mm,
Order filled. mm, okay. All right. So, man. All right, man. This is what I'll do. I'll stop out here. It's gonna be a lot of trading to get all this shit back, man. It's gonna be a lot of trading to get this money back. If I get stopped out for sure. Um, I mean, it filled. I mean, I thought we would see more of a reaction after filling that gap. I thought we would see more of a reaction, but I guess not. I guess not. I guess not. I guess they really wanted to fill the shit. I guess. All right. So, I guess what I'll do is, I mean, that low is at like 39. Looks like they already bounced it at 39 already. We could see a big retracement here. We could see a big retracement. I mean, we're at the bottom of that gap. Are we at the bottom of that candle low? They already took out the liquidity underneath it. It was at 39, and we're seeing a little bit of a bounce at 37. So hopefully that's what the Bulls or the Bears wanted. They got their fill. Hopefully the Bulls can step up here for my sake. Or we're just going to be doing a whole lot of trading to get this money back. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. All right. I mean, if I had to sacrifice an account, it would be this one. Hopefully that doesn't come to that. I'm already preparing myself for the break even rejection. I'm already preparing myself for that.
Wish the bears would come like this every fucking time though. When I'm short. Okay, because I mean, I guess everybody was long. Yeah, I think so too, Griffin trade. That's why I was like, man, either because I mean, they just filled the gap. They just wicked that candle. They wicked that candle right there. So, actually, let me make sure y'all guys can see it. And this is why I didn't want to stop out, because I didn't think they was going to go all the way down here, but they did. If they don't save it, I mean, at least going back to 2244, I think that's probably where we're going. If we do see a bounce here, it's 2244, and then from there, well, we would have to see. Yeah, yeah, yep. The gap was at where was that candle? About 76. Yep. But this is the candle that I was looking for them to. I wanted to see what they was gonna do underneath this candle right here. Let me just draw that a little bit straighter. I mean, low 937. There we go. I love to hear that sound now when I'm long. And it bounced right there at that bottom too. Man. All right. Yep. The stop at break even. Classic. Classic stop at break even. Classic, classic, classic. All right. Let's see if we can get a push. I mean, I guess I could just. No. Turn it off. All right. The classic break even stop. I mean, I'm used to that by now. All that pushing just to get to my break even. You know, actually, I haven't been fighting this. No, I just thought I didn't think that the Bears was going to go this hard. I didn't think it was going to go this hard. I mean, I think that's probably why we got this move, because nobody thought the Bears was going to do this. I mean, if you was in this short, you did not expect for the Bears to really stand on business here and actually fill that gap. I wouldn't even believe you if you said that, because we all know that the Bears are weak. You know, it takes them all day just to complete an objective, and the Bulls usually eat before the Bears. So I bet against the Bears, and this time the Bears won, I guess. I bet against them and they won this time. Well, they completed their objective. That's going hard for Bears. You know they don't do it. I mean, we trade the same market. We know that the Bears takes all day to complete an objective. But they actually went hard in the paint and finished it. So I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Well, I guess I should have took that break even, because now I guess I'm about to pay for that decision. We'll see. This thing does look super bearish though, but like this thing can continue to go down, but we'll see. Bro, I mean, shit, it don't matter how they got there. They got there. I mean, I can understand. I mean, I know a stop run when I see it. But shit, the Bears actually completed their objective. I mean, in order for a stop run to happen, I mean, they had to overwhelm the buyers, touch them stops. Come on. Come on, NQ. You didn't even touch the trend line. You didn't even touch the trend line or nothing for you to be rejecting like that. Now, I mean, I'm not saying that the Bulls can't take over from here because the Bears completed their objective. But before they filled this gap, I mean, I did get in long. I thought they was going to bounce it here, probably get up here first, and then drop it down. That's what I thought. I was wrong. They've completed the objective. Honestly, I made a joke saying that shit. We might actually, the Nasdaq might actually fake gap fill, and then they might fill the gap on Monday or some shit just to play around with the market. But they filled the gap today, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, man. There we go. There we go. We had to take 5K and draw down just to get that, but it's okay. It's okay. But I am gonna be watching out for and I'm actually I'm gonna take some of this off because shit. I'm just glad that I was able to kind of come back from that. And that's why I like trading with Blue Sky. And that is why. Mm, I can make a mistake. I can use some of my profits as extra drawdown and try to work my way out of it. But I mean, that's obviously not recommended, but I'm not going to sit there and take an unnecessary loss if I don't have to. But we could see a drop at like 45. Or even here actually. Yeah, gain weight about 5K in drawdown, man. About 5K, man. Mm. Yeah, that definitely would have happened today too. Man, you know what? Something like, dude, yeah, I really got to start writing my thoughts on paper and just observing them. Today would have been the worst day to start. Today would have been the worst day to start my live account. It would have been the worst day to start it. I told myself to start it today. Today would have been the worst day to start it. I thought the Nasdaq was going to miss me here, man. I really thought she was, but I'm just glad that she wasn't nasty and actually tagged me into this. There we go. No, 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 no. Oh no. Yo, I would have been like, yo, Nasdaq, yo, what? If she missed me, I've been like, dude, no way. No way. All right, so let's see if we can kind of get back into this, man. Let's see if we can kind of get back into this somewhere. Huh. Let me look at the hourly chart before I do that. And that was, man, that is a wick. I mean, can we get back all? I mean, shit, we get the 160. Remember, we never touched 160 last night. We never touched it. We got close, but we didn't touch it last night. So that's still an area of potential bearishness, but huh. Hmm. No, 6. There's 3 ghosts left, and I see 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death. And in 8 bars, and in 8 bars, I'll explain that phrase. And in 8 bars, I'll explain that phrase.
Nah, we're not gonna do that. This one gonna definitely be tight. This one definitely gonna be tight. I do think we're gonna see a pullback here. A pullback back into this range. I mean, or I guess, or we can just see this thing shoot up. I think we see a pullback back into this range. All right, we got the 9 o'clock algo coming up in 20 seconds. Let's see what side she chooses. Let's see what side she chooses. I don't think we got any news at 9. So I'm not even gonna. Hmm. Okay, so I mean, you did all this traveling. You did all that traveling, Nasdaq. You did all that traveling, man. You did all that traveling. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's just a little bit longer. Yeah, investors. Yeah, I saw that. I saw. Everybody is going to Apex. I was considering getting some more Apex accounts, but I got like 10 of them things now, and obviously I don't trade them. Getting that affiliate money. Everybody was slandering Apex. That trailing drawdown. I mean, that's how the company makes its money. So yeah, it does suck. Yeah, it does. Uh, but apparently, your favorite influencer, after bad mouthing them when they were with Top Step and then Top Step dropped them off at Apex, their tune has definitely changed. It's shameless, really, but I understand it. I'm not gonna say anybody is I'm not gonna tell you that one prop firm is better than the other because they're all the same. I'll tell you which one are my favorites and why I trade with them, but you're not gonna pay me for my opinion. I mean, honestly, to me, that just kind of looks like it's like, well, this whole time you was saying this and that, and then all of a sudden, I mean, like, don't y'all guys? I think that's shameless. Apex sucks. Apex is a scam. Apex is this and that. Yeah, go over there and grab you 20 accounts over there at Apex using my affiliate code, get you 90% off, the best deal ever. Type shit. Like,
Hey, but last week you was yeah, nah, bro. But I get it though. I understand it's a game. I get it. Mm. Hmm. I haven't received the payout from Apex for whatever reason. I don't. I won't allow myself to make it there. So honestly, I really don't have an opinion. But the one thing that I knew, what I do know about humans is that they fabricate a story to fit their narrative. People are getting paid out, but I'm not going to sit here and say that they don't have rules that will help them deny payouts. I'm not saying that either. I mean, we understand that the rules are designed for them to deny traders payouts, but I guess if you trade within their rules and they don't pay out, and you can show that you have traded against their rules. I mean, I understand litigation is a lengthy process, but um, that is always an option, and you can get paid for your time. You can definitely get paid for your time. I mean, sometimes these things takes a couple of years, but I mean, shit, let it drag out. Make them pay for the time that you but obviously if you have to do that, then honestly, yeah, I mean, I get it. Like I said, I get it. I was just getting exhausted just talking and thinking about it. Nasdaq, you know you want to pull back, just do this shit. Damn. All I'm looking for is a pullback into that range. I do want to see what they do from there though. I mean, the way that this thing is looking, it could hold, honestly. I guess I should take this as a sign. If your break even is support, man, just get out. Now that I've flipped long, let's see if this thing will. I'll flip long. Now that I've flipped long, I wonder if this thing is going to drop now. I wonder if we're going to see that drop I was thinking about. Of course. There we go. There's that drop. It just needed me to get out of it. There goes that drop. There it goes. It just needed me to get out. Okay. Um. 59. It just needed me to get out of it. That's it. Okay. Obviously, I'm not gonna let it go down that far. 60, about like 40 or something like that. Yeah. Mm. Hold on. Am I in the right one? Mm. Okay. There goes that pullback into that range I was looking for. There it goes. Target filled. Target filled. Wow. 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 All right. Wow. I have no clue why I flipped. It looked like it wanted to I mean, I guess the one time, oh my god. Target filled. Mm. 37. Probably put this underneath this candle right here. We'll see what happens when this candle gets filled, or when this limit gets filled. Okay. Mm. He says, so Core W says, break back out those trend lines. It's that rising flag or ascending triangle going back March the 13th on SPY, ES, etc. Huh? So you said going back to March 13th? Yeah, my thing doesn't go that far. Let me delete this off my chart. Damn, look at that gold long. Okay. So you said March 13th, huh? Oh, well, okay. Mm. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. 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 Nice one, Nasdaq. Nice one. Nice. All right. Nice break even rejection. We always love to see that. Um, mm, okay. So target filled on the short side. So, hmm, I'm probably sure that mm, okay. I got two. Hold on, I got two, but for whatever reason, I got one stop. What's up with that? It says I'm in two. All right, so hold on. That was a so if I'm in as a sell stop, right? Yeah, it's a sell stop. Long. Okay. Tough. It was definitely a challenging it was more challenging for whatever reason today, but he was able to become profitable today. I mean, the way that the Bears stood on business this morning, I mean, I applaud the Bears. I understand that that's not going to be an everyday thing with them, but I applaud them for standing on business like that. They said they was going to fill that gap today, god damn it. All right, cool. All right, man, we'll take that. We'll take $3,600 today, man. We'll take that. We'll take it. We'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take it. Yo, congratulations on that, Alfred. I'm pretty sure you caught that in your live account, right? Your Pro Plus account. Oh shit. Mm. Mm. All right. So I mean, let's really think about this right here. Let's think about this. Okay, never mind. I don't have to think about it because I was like, man, that looks like a short setup, but we got this trend line right here. We got this trend line going up, so we have this trend line going down. Nice one. Nice. So we got this trend line going down, and the bulls were able to find support right here at the bottom. And then we got this move going up, and then the bulls found support at this trend line. So all this area right here could potentially be an area where I mean, this whole area right here potentially could be an area where the bulls come in right here if we see a break. Um, but then at the same time, I do think that, I mean, if we don't see a rejection here, then the bulls are going to break out and probably use that as support. Got a range right here and a small little range right there. We got this trend line coming up. Uh, well, let me see. What happened at the open? We had this big push at the open too. Really big push. And honestly, I should have saw this. I mean, I did see it, but I just saw it too late. I saw it too late. I wanted to mark it out on my chart. I saw it too late. Hmm. You know what? I'm gonna shoot for a long here. Well, never mind. It already left without me. Mm. Hmm. Mm. Yeah, it looks like the Bulls are trying to hold this trend line. We'll see if they're going to be successful. I mean, they're buying off of it. I mean, not only are they buying off of this trend line, but we got VWAP and we have the 200 EMA right there. Mm. All right, so I got tagged into this. Let's see what happens here. I really want to pay attention to how this candle closes, because I mean, if we can get a close underneath this trend line, then we'll probably see a move down. Man, nice. Okay. Mm. Mm. Just another beautiful day trading the Nasdaq. I mean, the Nasdaq is not that bad once you can kind of get past all of her volatility. When she calms down, she really is a joy to trade. When she's going hard in the paint like this, and then these random bounces like that, just for them to super drop it right back down, yeah, that can definitely be annoying. But when she calms down, you can definitely kind of see what she wants to do. I mean, if we can find support here, we can definitely see a continuation for sure. If we can find support here. But I mean, all these wicks right here, all this selling, I mean, again, the bulls are knocking at that door, and it's only going to be a matter of time before the bulls do a lot of this knocking, and these stops up here, it's going to get used to run this thing a little bit higher. Yeah, you think we're finding support? Yeah, I think so too. I think we can get to at least 120. I think 120. I mean, we could probably go further than 120. Oh shit. Maybe like 130, 140. I mean, we could see a rejection at my target or right before it. There we go. Never mind. Let me shut the fuck up. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. There we go, baby. All right, so we got the target hit. Uh, we got the target hit. All right, so we hit that naked POC at 120. Let's see what happens here. We hit that naked POC at 120, but I mean, we could potentially see higher. We could potentially see maybe 130, 135, 130-ish. Oh yeah, right there where R1's at. All right, so I think this is a good time to actually just reflect on this trade. I mean, this trend line right here was really pivotal in this trade that gave me the confidence that the bulls are going to keep buying here. Mm-hmm. A nice seeing a nice stop run here. So, I mean, let's look at the hourly chart and see. I mean, where's this market trying to go? Oh, yeah, so we gotta. I mean, it was kind of obvious. I mean, this is kind of why I was reluctant in taking that loss this morning, was because I kind of felt that when the Bears were going to fill this gap, that they was going to probably be a little bit extra. And I would have hated to have stopped out and then this happened. So I just took the drawdown. I wouldn't recommend it. I was gambling. I wouldn't say that I wasn't, but I'm just glad that I was able to kind of withstand this drop and able to come out on top on this thing. Another thing is that I should have stuck with my original thesis with this short. I mean, it did exactly what I thought it would do, and I don't know why I allowed the Nasdaq to kind of trick me in this situation. Like, straight up trick me, because I was going to go short in this area and then turn around and flip long after I got my target filled. But it just goes to show that your emotions don't have any room in this market. All right, so even though we're getting this bullishness, we still are in a downtrend. The bears are still in control until we start to break a little bit of structure here to the upside. We are still within a bearish structure. We would need to trade. We would really have to find support above this area right here, above 150. Like the bulls are going to have to break out. We'll probably see that rejection at 200 where the 50 EMA is at. And the bulls are going to have to find support here. You can see that this is a previous area of resistance right here. Yeah, it's yeah, right there. Look, previous area of resistance, resistance. And the bears came in and they knocked this thing down. Mm. So we're gonna have to find support above this area right here. He said Smith's still holding us back. Hmm. Smith is actually, you know what? He might have been messaging me. You said that he secured $120. Hopefully this is still the case. This was 10 minutes ago. All right. So Smith said that yeah, he made the 3K. So I think he's past the buffer. And again, Smith, anybody that can trade, take profit and get past that buffer and get those daily payouts, man, I really commend you. Because just the thought of that trailing drawdown just throws a wrench in my gears, man. It really does. Because I would definitely have to change my way of trading to be successful in that. I mean, at least with Apex, I can kind of I mean, I guess I don't have the what would you call it? The incentive to get past the uh the threshold in a day, because obviously you can just take your time. You have a 30% consistency rule in Apex on the funded side. You can just take your time, make the $1,000, $1,800 a day. Actually, how many days I said I was gonna make for it? $1,500 a day. Yeah, like $1,600 a day, somewhere close to that. In the Apex account, and I'm gonna call it a day. It's a 30% consistency rule, so I'm gonna just stay consistent. Um, but with take profit, man, they dry you out with the 5 days, and then they throw you in the wild and say, hey, if you can get past your threshold today, we'll give you a payout. And the way that my mind works, when someone says it, when someone challenges me like that, I have to step up, even though I know that that goes against how I trade. Uh, the odds will not be in my favor, but I'll do it anyway. I will definitely do it anyway. And then if I do get past the threshold, the next step that I would have to battle is stepping away from the charts and not being tempted to go back in and get more. Okay, so we're kind of getting close to that line. We talked about 160 last night, like 160 to 170. I still think that that actually might be a hot spot. 160 to 170. If we can find support here, the next level that I'm looking for will be 240, 250. 240, 250 in this area right here. This will be the area that I think the Bears are going to try to come and try to knock this thing back down. Or at least the Bulls take profits in that area, because we got to respect that. Even though we're getting some bullishness now, we got to respect the fact that the Bears were able to do this. We got to respect that. But at the same time, the Bulls were able to do this. So this once we get like big moves like this, we usually do see follow-up moves like this. But the matter is still the same, is that there's a lot of unfilled sell orders that we're going to have to watch out. Unfilled landmines that can definitely dictate the direction of the market. So we just have to just pay attention to that. Okay. So, all right. So we're at that 130 level. We'll see. I'm pretty sure they'll probably get the 160. And then we'll probably see a pullback. We'll see. Yeah, that's your biggest issue. Yeah. Yeah, it does, man. Yeah. Yep. You said the volume indicator. Are you talking about this right here? Are you talking about this? You talking about that right there? When you say the volume indicator right here? Oh man, let me look at Tesla, man. Let me look at Tesla. I just hate, man. I think that one. I don't know why I keep fumbling the ball with Tesla. I really don't. I keep fumbling with Tesla. Let me look at it real quick. It's probably like super green. Yeah, it's at 285. Mm, yeah, Tesla's super green right now, man. And I was gonna buy 350 calls if I caught it. And I should have paid attention. I should have paid closer attention to this gap fill. Even though Tesla didn't technically fill the gap, Tesla did not fill the gap. It left. So this candle closed at, so the high was 214. The low of this candle was, or the high, yeah, the low of this candle was 242. And the low of this candle right here was 218. So Tesla still has 4 points to fill this gap, but I think the market is okay with those 4 points, even those 4 points behind. And I would have bought 30-day calls. They have I think they have earnings on the 18th, I think. Don't quote me. But I believe it's on the 18th. And man, it's almost at 350. I would have probably took profits at 320. Mm. Um, I don't know, I guess. Look at that. 168 rejection. 168, 160. So we got in at 160, only 8 points. A drawdown, already up 20 points. Hmm. Okay. I guess I could try to sell one here. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. Because the only thing that I still think that this potentially could be an area, but because we got all of this, I mean, it's not like we're going to get a big move down from this area. So, I mean, if this does fill, it's not like we're going to get a big move down, I don't think, because the big move has already happened. So I think that this will just most likely be a pullback into support if we do see it reject here. But I'm willing to flip if I do see that if they kind of shoot up and pull back and find support, then I'm flipping long. I'm going to be flipping long here. Yeah, we might get a pullback back into support right here, potentially. 187. 187. Okay. We'll see how this plays out. And I'm not gonna let the market trick me like it did the last time. I'm not gonna let it do it. Yeah, gain weight. I know exactly how that feels, man. Exactly. I got 2 daughters, man. Yeah. Yeah. I think the world only bless certain. Yeah. Yeah. I will say this though. I find it very interesting that I had boys up until a certain point. That certain point of my life when I finally had a girl was when I became what's the word I'm looking for? More emotionally intelligent, more understanding of how emotions drive the actions of women and children. And as a man, how you have to be understanding of that because logically you're thinking, man, what you just did was stupid. Why did you do that? But obviously, if you were to go at your children or if you were to go at the female in your life with logic, she's only going to come back harder with her emotions. And you have to be like, man, that was so stupid. But I have to understand that maybe she just wasn't thinking, or maybe they weren't thinking about what the hell they're doing. And you have to talk to them in a certain way. And it wasn't until I learned how to talk to people in a certain way that's when I started having girls. Because I have 2 girls, and I was like, where the hell did that come from? Where did they come from? But I will say that they came exactly when they kind of needed to come. Because if they came any sooner, shit, I wouldn't have understand anything that they were going through. Anything. Anything. When you got boys, you can just say, shut the hell up. You're doing it wrong. Do it right. When you got girls, you gotta like, you know what, baby, you did a good job, but this is how you can do it better. And you gotta show them, build their confidence back up. And once they get it back on their own, it's like, yeah, daddy, I'm a big girl now. I can do it by myself. Great. I love that. I'm so proud of you. Stuff like that. And yeah. So I will say that my girls definitely came in my life exactly when they needed to. But Smooth said yep. Ayo. Okay, never mind. So he says, nah, isn't Eva? Oh, okay, never mind. He already got above a 9K target. Just got to log off today. He said he'll get the pro account on Monday. He passed all of his 3FF accounts or MFF accounts last night. Yeah. Hmm. I will say that so when it comes to the Bible, for whatever reason, the first part of my life, or I guess on the first part, in my early beginnings, I had a natural. I just wanted to avoid it, if that makes sense. But as I get older, I realize that I don't want to say it. That natural feeling of avoiding it was probably done by design, because now that I have a better understanding of the world, I can interpret things that I hear from, Christian creators online, and stories that, I've sat down and read a very long time ago. But the point is that I feel that these stories are not supposed to be taken seriously or literally, just symbols, because even though we like to call ourselves advanced and stuff like that, we tend to forget about the simplest things in the world. The easiest way to teach everybody is through stories. These stories don't have to be true. They just have to pass on a life lesson, a meaning. And when I think about the first story about Adam and Eve, it can be interpreted so many ways. There's so much symbology in that one story. You can literally just cherry pick which lesson you want to take from that and apply it to your life, for sure. I'm not going to share my thoughts though, because I don't want to get political. I don't want to get religious. I want to keep my opinions to myself, but I do understand that it's a lot of symbology in the Bible. There's a lot of stories that, if you understand their true meaning, they are definitely powerful if implemented in your life. I will just say that. I will say that. And I've definitely noticed. Core W, I completely understand where you're coming from with the stories that you said. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm just not going to talk about it. The one thing that I will say though, uh, I think the biggest realization that I've had moving along my journey is that your body is the temple of God. God lives in the mind of man and women, and your body is the temple. You take care of your temple, and God will take care of you. Your body is the quote unquote house of worship. It is symbolic of that, because we all know that when you're talking about God, is really just another cute word for consciousness. That's why they say that consciousness or God lives within all of us, because we are all conscious. And your consciousness moves through this physical realm through its temple, your body. So once I realized that, once I've gained that understanding that quote unquote, obviously physically we are mortal, but spiritually our consciousness will always live on, and it just passes on to another form. I do believe that, because it would just make sense. If energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transferred. Well, the energy that powers his body can only be transferred. And then I get the whole concept of avatars or terminators and stuff like that. Like once you start to understand that, you start to understand, like the movies like Terminator, Avatar, where he passes his consciousness from one body to another body, and stuff like that. And he chooses to move on from his human form, because you got to think, this guy literally moved from his human form to an avatar. What happened to his human form? I mean, obviously they're not going to show that part, but obviously he died and he transcended into an avatar. So I mean, it's just that type of symbology that, like, once you become aware of it and you start watching TV shows and movies and stuff like that, it becomes little Easter eggs and stuff like that. So Yeah. Yeah, of course, core W. Like, I honestly feel like life is supposed to be. I feel like we're just here to understand, learn, and understand. That's kind of what I'm naturally compelled to do. I want to understand things. I don't like. I don't like living in ignorance. Ignorance is not blissful for me. It's an annoyance. I just have a natural inclination of hating those that lie. I just hate it. I make it very clear that the people that I interact with, I don't appreciate that. If you lie to me once, I will never ever interact with you again. It's just it's I don't know. And I feel like I have a natural repulsion with people that lies because, like I said, I have a natural instinct to learn and understand, and lying or misleading or misrepresenting the truth gets in the way of that. You have to use unnecessary energy to kind of shift through someone kind of manipulating the information, kind of like what happened last year when they were telling us that the economy was great. The numbers showed that it was great because they were inflating a lot of things, adding jobs and stuff like that. Um, but I mean, those that know that there was all they were doing was kicking the can down the road. They were just showing the illusion that everything was all right. They was showing that Powell was cutting rates. Powell was saying that he was going to cut rates and blah blah blah. He was going to do it little by little. Every meeting, the job numbers were good. Blah 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 blah. I mean, we all knew it was hollow. And again, that's kind of why I find it weird that people are talking about these tariffs and shit like the economy wasn't going to explode from all this inflation that the but then honestly, I mean, as I kind of piece together this story, kind of going from last year, I mean, think about everything that's happening with Doge. I mean, I always wondered why Trump wanted something like Doge to be implemented during his presidency. And obviously, this is my assumption. This is what, and this is my opinion. But I think the market was being inflated by all that stuff from what USAID, all the money that they were spending, and then the Social Security program that was quote unquote paying dead people and stuff like that. But we all know that that money wasn't going to those dead people. That money was being funneled somewhere. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist or a conspiracy theorist to know that that money was going somewhere. That money was not filling the accounts of these people that are no longer here. And I just find it interesting that once Doge was implemented, that's when we started seeing all the money exit out of the market. I wonder why. I wonder if all that money was being used to inflate the market last year. Because I mean, let's just be real, out of nowhere, we was trading at what, 16, 17,000, and then we got the 20,000. And not only did we get the 20,000, we exceeded that. And there was nothing great about this economy that would suggest the market to be that high. Mm-mm. Hmm. Okay. So it looks like I may have overstayed my welcome in this short. Looks like I may have overstayed my welcome here. Hmm. That's interesting. Which, that's interesting. Didn't I get in at like at 160? I thought I got in at 160. Hmm. So this thing was 5 points away from my target. It was 5 points away from my target before it bounced. Okay. Mm, yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, I mean, if it wasn't for what I see in reality now, honestly, I never would have believed it. I never would have believed that you can actually get somebody to blind themselves of reality based on how they feel. I never would have guessed that that was possible, but yeah, I guess it is. I mean, I think Elon Musk is like the best example of that. He was like, dude, he was a democratic savior. He implemented a car that was going to save the world for global warming and this, that, and the third, and he was going to be the man to take us to Mars and beyond. Now he's a Nazi, and people are destroying the very vehicles that they fought, and try to force everybody else to get. Like, just think about that. I mean, that's just how powerful emotions are, man. People are literally about to make you buy an electric vehicle. Yo. There was going to be like, there was like by 2030, the world is going to be electric vehicles. And Tesla is the only car dealer. Well, technically, is a technology company that sells cars. Blah blah blah. But they're the only ones right now that has the infrastructure, the cars on the road, the most cars in the world, and they're the ones that making the profit. Obviously, because of Elon Musk, and they're destroying the very thing that they fought, or they say that they cared the most about, because of just how they feel about him, which is, like I said, interesting. Mm, yeah. You know what? We'll see. So, I mean, I know I'm in this short. I know I'm in this short, but we could see a bounce here. We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens at like 65. You could see a bounce. But if the Bears can kind of get back underneath this level, which I mean, the structure is telling me that this thing could potentially go a little bit higher. He said, the trend is your friend or it'll lead you to your end. I like that one. The trend is your friend or it'll lead you to your end. Hold on, guys. Man, give me a second. All right. All right. I mean, y'all guys know I'll trade above the trend, or I'll trade not necessarily against the trend, but if I see an area where there's like, okay, I mean, are they going to trade past all this? I doubt it, especially with that big move up like that. I mean, you got this big block of liquidity right here. You got this big move up from the bulls. I mean, are they going to keep going? They're going to keep going here without a pullback? Potentially back down here to about, I don't know, the 200 EMA around where VWAP's at, somewhere down here, back down into this block of liquidity right here. I mean, so from the lows to the high, this is about what, like a 300-point move? Almost maybe 300 points. Well, yeah, 262. We'll see. And we still got this support trend line. So we'll see if the market kind of comes and taps it a little bit. Maybe. We'll see. Or it can tell me that I'm completely wrong here and stop me out. Interesting. Interesting. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, the Bears are going to have to get below 160 and hold. I will say this. I will say this. I will say this. Uh, I do see that potentially this could be support right here. I will say that that could potentially be support right there. Hmm. But okay. All right. So all right. This is what I will do though. I mean, my target is going to get hit before that, but I want to see. So if we do see a move down here, I kind of want to see what price does right here, and I don't find it a coincidence at all that the trend line is right there. I don't find that a coincidence at all. I want to see what happens there at that trend line. I want to see what happens. You said it looks like a sweep above the Asian high since it hasn't gone higher. Asian high, huh? Yeah, that was like the high right there, 147. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see what they actually do at Asia High, I guess. Let's see what they do. Well, I mean, actually, well, yeah, okay, yeah. I didn't notice that until now, but apparently Asia High was this thing right here. And that was Asia's high right there. Okay. All right, so let's see. Let's see if they bounce it at the bottom of this trend line. We'll see. We'll see if they bounce it here. Let me actually put a line right there, and let's see if they do it. Low 130. Yeah. All right. This is it right here for the Bears right here. This is the test. I would not oh, there you go. There goes that test. Never mind. The market has spoken. Bears are weak. Bears are weak. The market has spoken. This is the level that they need to hold. That looks like a little wick candle right there. Yeah, the Nasdaq is definitely designed to extract the most amount of money from the most amount of people. That's why I come back and I always try to reference the ES as much as possible. I don't know what the hell. How am I in an ES trade? Like, where's all these ES trades coming from? Making sure I'm not in another. Where are all these ES trades coming from? Oh, okay, this is the same trade. I was like, what the hell? All right, so it's the same trade. All right, that's the same one. Hmm. Wow, isn't that interesting though? That's very interesting. That's interesting. How my arrows lined up with the ES at its area of resistance. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. All right. So yeah. So the Bears got to hold this. If they don't hold it, so this right here is the battle line for the Bulls and the Bears. Excuse me. The Bulls and the Bears right here are battling it out. Whoever finds support or resistance is going to kind of dictate the market for a little bit. I feel that if the Bears are able to hold it, then they're going to make an attempt to break this trend line. I mean, what else are they going to do? But if the Bulls find support here, then we'll definitely see a squeeze to the upside. And going into that area where I think the market is going to reject, or where we're going to see some market participants step in at around 240, 250, 250, 260, 250, 260 probably. Maybe 245 because that's the NASDAQ. You know how she is. You know how she is. Yeah, I couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. Yo, Smith is telling me what happened this morning. So he was saying that he was short in London. He said that everything obviously screamed a short. Triple top, were in supply, and he said it took him 40 minutes to get his 17-point target filled. That is funny. That is funny. But I can definitely feel that man's pain. I wonder where he went short at. I don't know. Where did he go short? Actually, think you might have sent me the screenshot. So he went short at 125. Huh. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yo, congratulations on that market money. Yeah, yesterday was definitely challenging. Yesterday was definitely challenging because I came back to the charts and was like, I mean, I kind of figured that this would have happened, but the market is really good at getting you long. Like, okay, so let's actually look at this. Let's talk about it before we actually get off the stream. I mean, the market is really good at getting you used to trading on one side of the market and then doing exactly this to you to get also all the gains that you made, and the market likes to take it back. I mean, just think about what the market did. It left a gap on Sunday. It didn't even make an attempt to fill it. That right there is the psychological, that's like a psychological seed right there that the market planted in a lot of traders' minds. Is that damn, eventually they're going to fill that gap. Look how they tried to short it at resistance right here and failed and just ripped everybody's face off because everybody's thinking to fill that gap. Everybody's thinking that. And the market is just going up higher. It's not even touching support. It's not pulling back. It's just going higher, higher, higher. And then you finally get a pullback thinking that, okay, this might be it. And then it goes higher. And then it gets to the point to where it's like, huh, well, if this thing's just going to keep on going higher, then I might as well just keep on buying. And then that's when the market finally gets you with this drop. And then it keeps on dropping because you're thinking that, oh, this is support. Oh, this is support. This is support. But it's no longer support anymore. And unfortunately, a lot of people lose their accounts when that happens. But I'm glad to hear that you were able to navigate through all that. And I mean, and that's something that we talk about a lot, or at least I try to talk about it as much as possible. That compulsion, that impulse to just trade, like that is a real thing. It's not stuff that people say online and sound cute. When you get bored, for whatever reason, your mind plays tricks on you. It shows you a setup that's not really there for real. It blinds you to the real setup. Ah, shit, my bad. I'm muted. Shit, my bad. Man, anyway, I did not realize I was muted. I don't even know how I muted myself. But kind of going back to what I was saying, I'm just going to summarize what I said. Yeah, just this entire week, the market has just been conditioning people, planting the psychological seeds to go long because that's all the market did. And without any significant pullback, without any significant areas of support, the market just traded in one direction. And today or yesterday, we just had this big drop down. Areas of previous support just got ran through. We only had like one yesterday. We only had one real pullback, one real long. And if you didn't take that long, like this long right here, this was the only long the market really gave you yesterday. And then everything else was just drop city. And that was the only real long the market gave you yesterday. Oh, I wasn't muted? Really? Okay, maybe okay. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly right, dude. That's why we always say the first time to fill that gap is a trap on the Nasdaq. We know that. The ES, I was more surprised that the ES actually didn't fill that gap. We expect that bullshit from the Nasdaq. We don't expect that shit from the ES. That was uncharacteristic of the ES and to leave a big giant ass gap like this. And then she did the same thing that the Nasdaq did. She half filled it. She halfway filled it and she bounced. That's I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that, ES. That's not like you. That is not like you. Before, like the Nasdaq will leave a gap, but the ES will straight up fill it first and then make this move up. So I'm not going to say that this is probably the first time that has happened, but it's the first time that I've seen it. Well, actually, no, it's not. This actually did. This happened one extra other time when the market hit like 20K the first time, and we traded right past it. We had a gap open the next day, and the market just kept going up, leaving that big giant gap on the December contract or the September contract. It was one of those contracts. I think it was a September contract. So that has happened before. Let me take that back. But I just pay attention to 130. We could see price do a false break of this trend line. We could see a bounce at 130, but I mean the way that this trend line is angled, I mean one or two things are going to have to happen here. Either if the bears are able to break through this, the bulls are going to have to bounce it and immediately close back above it just because of how this trend line is angled. If it was something closer to like this, then they can potentially come back down, come back up, and then keep trending up like that. But that's not what we got. We got this sloped line right here. So the bulls are going to have to really come back. If not, then the bears are going to take control here, and they're going to potentially use this area as resistance, because not only do they got resistance right here, they got this support trend line. Huh? You speak of the devil and the devil will come, huh? That's exactly what they're doing. That's crazy, right? They haven't reached 130 yet, but they did exactly what they needed to do. That's exactly what the Bulls needed to do. We'll see if they can hold it, though. See if they can hold it. He said Wyham hasn't filled it yet. Yeah, game weight. My daughter likes to. She doesn't spill. Well, we don't give her spill proof cups. I mean, until she ain't getting that until she's 5. But what she likes to do is we got this bag filled with her toys. She likes to open that up and dump all that on the floor. She likes to pull the stuff that her mom has on her desk, and she likes to pull that on the floor and throw that all over the floor. I don't know what it is about. Well, actually, I don't know how old your daughter is, but my daughter's 2. She likes to throw everything all over the floor too. Hmm. Oh, there you go. All right, never mind. There you go. The Bulls did exactly what they needed to do here. They did exactly what they needed to do. Okay, so they're back above this trend line. Damn, that's it's funny how the market does exactly what it needs to do. I will see it, and then if it does it again, I won't believe it, or I'll kind of trade against it if it goes against what I want it to do. Man, that's so interesting. The Nasdaq did exactly what we talked about. They needed to do exactly this. That's so amazing. Hmm. All right, so let's see if they can find support back above this pivot line right here. Let's see if they can find support above that. If they can't, we could potentially see. Oh crap! We could potentially see a break, but honestly, the way that this trend line is looking, and then this whole block of liquidity right here. Hmm. Let's see. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. All right, so let's see it. Let's see if the bears are going to use this trend line right here to short it. Let's see if they'll do it. I mean, shit, actually, I got about like 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, shit, why not? I mean, I'm in the sim. Shit, why not? Why not? Hmm. All right, Alfred, have a good day, man. Why not? Still going to keep my eyes on this area right here, though. Still going to keep my eyes on that area. And that's at like 130. I mean, if he was going to do that, then he might as well should have. All right, so let's see if they bounce it here. If we see a reaction at this low. See if we'll see a reaction here. Oh shit. Oh. All right. And I guess we'll end it here after this target gets filled. Let me see if we can get a little bit of extra points here. There we go, baby. There we go. A little bit extra points. Cool. Look at that. Cool. All right. Cool. Cool. All right. Well, I guess that ended right on time. All right, guys. I'm out of time. I'm gonna get ready for this meeting. I guess before I go, we could potentially see price come down. I will look at 85, about 90, 85, maybe like 70, because you got the 200 EMA here. You got VWAP here. You can see that right here is a previous area of resistance. So, they could potentially turn it into support. You do got VWAP. So maybe somewhere in this area, if you haven't taken profits from the shorts or haven't taken a trade, maybe you can consider right there. Look at the hourly chart before we go. Yeah, like 105, something like that. Yeah. But all right, guys, we'll definitely come back later on this afternoon, and we'll definitely look for more ways to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody.